Welcome to the CableTV.com podcast, where we give you the lowdown on all things television, streaming, and internet. Thanks for stopping by.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to the CableTV.com podcast, hosted by Nathan and Craig. To begin, let's start off with a question that we all can relate to. Do you ever feel like you're paying for a dozen streaming apps and still can't find the show you want? Welcome to TV in 2026, where streaming has muscled cable out of the spotlight. But cable isn't waving the white flag just yet.
You're not kidding. I'm still floored by how fast the tables have turned. Hi folks, we're here to break down how TV has changed, why streaming feels like a basic utility now, and why cable is refusing to go quietly.
Exactly. Today, we'll dive into numbers that prove streaming's dominance, how much we're really spending, what keeps cable alive, and a few ways to keep your monthly TV bill from ballooning.
If you want to know whether you're overpaying, find out why people are clinging to cable, or just want some juicy industry trends, stick around. We're covering it all, from must-have content to the quirks of subscription juggling.
Let's kick things off with a wild stat. In 2026, 92% of Americans use at least one streaming service. That's almost everyone. And get this, 21% are juggling 5 or more subscriptions.
That's a whole lot of scrolling for something to watch. We've basically traded channel surfing for app surfing, except now you need a spreadsheet just to track your trials and cancellations.
I'm definitely guilty of that. Having all that choice doesn't always mean satisfaction. If one service doesn't have the show you want, suddenly you're hunting for free trials or adding another subscription.
It's a classic case of abundance leading to overload, and yet we're all still subscribing, hoping the next app is the one with everything we want.
Now, when it comes to actually watching TV, streaming is the clear winner. About 83% of people say it's their go-to. But here's what surprised me. 42% use FAST, which is free ad-supported streaming TV, to keep costs down.
Fast channels are such a throwback. That classic TV vibe just with ads and no bill. Yet even now, 22% of folks still default to cable. There's something about flipping through channels that streaming can't quite replace.
Yeah, nostalgia plays a role. But for most people, price and convenience are king streaming wins, unless you're hooked on live sports or can't stand buffering.
Or if you love paying way too much for 150 channels you'll never watch. We'll dig into that a bit more soon.
It's not all cut and dry, though. Over half of Americans, 55%, rely only on streaming now. But here's a twist. Most cable customers, 82%, also pay for at least one streaming service.
The mix and match approach is real. People want the best of both worlds. Exclusive shows from streaming, live events from cable. Sometimes it's contracts, sometimes just habit.
And let's be honest, sometimes it's because canceling cable is as complicated as splitting an atom. You rarely can do it from the app. You have to go through the browser or call support.
You know what's wild? While 70% of cable subscribers have had it for 5 years or more, streaming is where the real musical chairs are happening.
Absolutely. 1 in 3 Americans canceled a streaming service in the past year alone. Dropping and swapping streaming is way easier than ditching cable.
Totally. It's just a couple clicks and you're out. Compare that to cable, where you need a phone call, a 30-minute hold, and maybe a couple of special offers thrown at you.
Streaming's flexibility is a double-edged sword. It makes it easy to leave, but also easy to come back when your favorite show returns.
Let's talk about why people bail on streaming services. Cost is the number one culprit. 43% say price is the main reason they cancel.
Streaming started as the cheaper alternative, but now, with so many platforms, those costs creep up. People rotate subscriptions or take breaks once they finish a favorite show.
About 19% cancel when they finish a show, and a smaller chunk leave because of ads. Personally, nothing sends me for the cancel subscription button faster than an insurance commercial mid-binge.
Those ads are like uninvited guests at a dinner party. Even with endless choices, cost still shapes our habits. Nobody wants to pay more than they have to.
Speaking of choices, let's look at the streaming heavyweights. Netflix is still the champ, with over 325 million paying subscribers.
That's a staggering lead. Disney Plus and HBO are far behind, with 132 and 128 million subscribers. And the newcomers, Paramount Plus and Peacock, are trailing even further.
It's almost impossible to catch up with Netflix now. Their mix of originals, classics, and global reach just keeps people coming back.
But it also puts pressure on the other services to innovate bundle, or cut prices to compete. For viewers, that means more deals and more decisions.
Here's where jaws really drop. Average streaming bill is about $30 a month per household. Meanwhile, cable is a whopping $147 a month.
That's almost 5 times as much. No wonder nearly 50% of cable users say they'd cancel if prices go up. It's like watching your wallet shrink every month.
What's worse, most cable subscribers only watch about 8% of the channels they pay for. That's a whole lot of wasted value right there.
Makes you wonder why people are still paying for that 92% they never touch. Those bundled channels are basically the junk drawer of TV.
That channel bloat is real. Our report found most cable viewers could easily cut the cord and only miss a tiny sliver of their lineup.
It's like subscribing to 5 streaming services but only using one each month. No wonder so many people are making the switch to streaming-only setups.
And yet, there's something about those bundled packages, maybe the illusion of value or just inertia, that keeps people hanging on.
Or maybe it's just the fear of missing that one live event. Let's be real, FOMO is powerful when it comes to TV.
Speaking of bundles, half of cable subscribers actually package their TV with internet or mobile. It's all about getting a deal, or at least thinking you are.
Bundling is cable's last magic trick. You stick around for a cheaper internet bill, and before you know it, you're still paying for 400 channels.
But it works. Add in a few exclusive live sports, and suddenly cable seems appealing again, especially to hardcore fans.
That's why 36% of folks say they'd consider cable if it included streaming or just for the sports access alone.
Let's not forget live sports, the ace-up cable sleeve. For a lot of viewers, it's the only reason they're still paying for traditional TV.
Totally. Regional sports networks are a big draw, and streaming hasn't completely solved the live sports puzzle yet. For diehard fans, missing a game is out of the question.
Even with so many streaming options for sports, the experience isn't always as seamless as just tuning into cable.
And that's exactly why cable's holding on to its last big chunk of loyal viewers. Once streaming nails live sports, though, watch out.
So who's left holding on to cable? Turns out, 10% of people say they'd never consider cable again, but a good chunk would jump back if cable included streaming perks or exclusive content.
It's funny, cable's future seems tied to how well they can blend old school TV with new school streaming and internet deals. The lines are blurring fast.
And as new shows and movies keep shuffling between platforms, viewers just want simplicity. Who can blame them?
Really, if someone can figure out an all-in-one option that's affordable and covers sports, they'll have a goldmine on their hands.
So what should people do to avoid overspending? First, take a hard look at what you're actually watching. Most of us could cut at least a couple subscriptions without missing much.
Rotating services is a game changer. Watch what you want on one app, then pause it and try another. And keep an eye out for bundle deals that actually save you money.
Fast services are another overlooked gem free. Ad-supported streaming TV can fill a lot of gaps without draining your wallet.
Don't forget to review your bills every few months. A quick audit can reveal sneaky price hikes or forgotten subscriptions. Trust me, it's worth it.
Looking ahead, the TV world isn't done changing. As more companies experiment with bundles and new types of content, the fight for your eyeballs and your money is only heating up.
Consumer habits are evolving just as quickly. People want choice, but not chaos. Value without the bloat. Whoever figures out that sweet spot is going to come out on top.
It all boils down to flexibility, affordability, and must-see content. If those stay at the center, TV fans will keep winning.
I'm excited to see what creative new services pop up next. As long as I don't need 8 passwords in a spreadsheet, I'll be happy.
All right, let's wrap up with 3 big takeaways. First, streaming is now the default for most Americans, and it's way cheaper than cable.
Second, cable's not dead yet, especially if you love live sports or bundled deals. But most cable users are also paying for streaming, so double check if you're getting real value.
Third, don't be afraid to cancel and rotate your subscriptions. Churn is normal, and most folks are doing it to save money or chase the content they really want.
Practical next step. This week, take 10 minutes to list every TV service you pay for streaming, cable, bundles. Cancel what you don't use. Try a fast option, and keep the savings for something fun.
Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back soon with more tips and trends to help you watch what you love without breaking the bank.
Catch you next time, and happy streaming.